Alright, so I know this has only been like 2 seconds since I finished the other video, but I sat here kind of thinking for a second. I'm like, what do you guys really know about me? And that is really, really sunny right there. I'm sorry. Turning away from the light. Just like something from Family Opera. Alright, so what can I tell you guys? Because I'm just realizing, like, a lot of people have been saying they really don't know me that well. Like, I don't want to spill my guts on the internet, but I do want to feel like I am a person, like I do have dreams and hopes and feelings. Yeah, let's not talk about the feelings part right now. But so you guys know that I like to cosplay a lot, and I like all the shows and the cosplays that I've done, and I cosplay from almost everything that I've ever seen. Um, it kind of, I don't want to say it defines who I am, but it kind of does because I see part of myself in everything that I like. Like Supernatural, I've always been fascinated by that kind of thing. And I just love the dynamic between the brothers, between the characters, that they're very complex. And some of the stuff you have to work out, and it's very engaging for me. So I see that kind of, because I'm a curious person, but I don't do it out loud. Like if I'm curious about it, I'll go look it up by myself, and what happens. So like that's kind of where the majority of my curiosity goes is towards stuff like that. The Walking Dead, I actually am terrified of scary movies. Like, what was it that I watched Dinosaur, Disney's Dinosaur when I was a little kid. I was terrified of it because of the velociraptors. I believed that they lived on the other side of my sister's bed because my sister and I shared a room at that time. And if I went past her bed, I was going to be eaten alive. So I never walked over there, ever. So, like, I don't like scary movies. I can barely tolerate Silent Hill. Well, it's just because I've seen that so many times that I know when to expect shit to happen. The Walking Dead's a bit different because I don't want to say it's predictable, but the zombies, the creatures are predictable. They don't do a whole lot different. Like, so it's predictable, so that part I get used to. What's unpredictable is humanity. And that's how humanity is. We're very unpredictable. You think you can understand us, you think you know someone, and they just turn around and do something you never expect. So yeah, I'm deeply, I love like anatomy and things like that. So I'll sit there and try to pick stuff out too sometimes. But I just love it. Like I started watching movies about it, and some of them I'm not overly fond of, but I will at least sit through a good majority of them, even if I'm like doing something else at the same time. So I will watch them. So nice zombies. I'm a nerd at heart by far. Star Wars is a major, major part of my life. Like, my dad's a huge Star Wars fan, so I've been pretty much raised with it, and I own so much Star Wars stuff, it's not even funny. But, like, that's just kind of one of those things, like, people, like, like, they have Star Trek, or they have something else. Star Wars is mine, just because it's something my dad and I share. Like, my family and I get along really well, but my dad's a bit harder because he's my dad. Hello! So I have a bunch of siblings. Well, my parents are divorced and remarried. I have a younger sister who is as addicted to Supernatural as I am, and who is a major idiot, by the way. She hurt herself on a space heater and got stitches. And I'll just mention the fact that she's a little blonde, so that probably plays a big factor in it. Let's see. The Walking Dead, Supernatural. I will say I don't own that much anime or anything like like that, but everything I do owns got this kind of girly. Like I don't like girly anime, but like all the ones that I like, Naruto, um, or in high school I don't have yet. I have the only ones I actually own are Fruits Basket, um, Vampire Knight, Nabari, Code Lyoko, Teen Titans. Yeah, that's all I own. I want to get Ouran High School and Princess Tutu. See, they all sound really girly, but like people ask me all the time, why do you like Fruits Basket? Because it's for middle school people, like, but it's got a lot of like uh, things that we should look like that I wish adults would keep, like that they would keep reminding themselves about, like just some of the lessons they have are really meaningful and deep. And like first I hated Toru, then I realized me and her are a lot alike. If that tells you anything. Um, But I do like a lot of other stuff too. I prefer stuff that has a bit more action in it, or drama at least. I'm not into the whole girly, really crap. It's just not me. Like Attack on Titan. Oh my god, Attack on Titan. Like, oh my god. One of my favorite animes ever. So, I play instruments, kinda, sorta, not really. Not so much anymore, because I've been so busy with school and stuff that I just stopped playing. And that and my flute needs fixed. It's old. It's really old. Well, it's not really old, it's just old for me, because I've had it since I was in 5th grade. And I am a sophomore in college, so it's quite a ways. But, yeah. So, I don't know what else you guys want me to tell you. My favorite color is purple. I don't really have a role model because, I mean, if I ever had one, it was Steve Irwin. Because just of everything he did, and I've always watched him as a kid. Like, my parents would let us stay up late to watch his show every Wednesday. I remember that. But otherwise, I really don't have a role model just because I prefer to try and act like one and not follow everybody else's example because I want to be me. So I really don't have one per se. Um, I don't know what else to talk about. Because this is supposed to be kind of insight for you guys, so I'm more of a person and not just a face. But it's not really happening very well because if people come up and talk to me, I'll talk to them, but I will not just, I'm not one of those people that just blurts out my entire life story. Like, you have to ask questions the right way, and I will eventually get to answering them. Like, I'm not just going to spill my whole life story to you in 5 minutes because it's just not going to happen. So, yeah. Awkward. Say hi, Glenn. Hi. It's the only thing I have left. I started packing stuff up and I took some stuff home, so a lot of my nerd stuff is back at home. Sad face because now my room looks kind of empty. Still got my posters up though, so Supernatural and Walking Dead are still here. Yeah. People keep asking me, oh, what do you want to do? Like, especially when it comes to cosplaying, oh, what's your dream cosplay? I'll be the first to tell you, I don't have one. When I first started out, I planned out every cosplay. I said I was going to do this one, then this one, then this one. Now it's just kind of like, hey, whatever I happen to find you want to do, because I wasn't originally going to do Aelita at all, but I decided, hey, you know what, I think it'd be cool. So I did, and look how well it turned out. I wasn't going to do Raven at first, I was going to do Starfire. Then I decided, hey, you know, I fit more of Raven's body type, and I can relate a lot with her story, and so I did Raven, and that turned out pretty well. So I really don't plan ahead for cosplays anymore, plus with money and work and school, it's kind of hard to do that all, but I don't know. Never got any responses to my last video, so I don't know if I want to do Sarah anymore. I still have some of the fabric and stuff to start off with, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't quite decided. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, I'm sorry. I keep saying that, but I really don't. So I guess I'll just call it quits there. So, hopefully you've learned a little bit about me, if not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So, because whether you guys know it or not, I do kind of consider everyone that watches any of my videos or follows me or anything, I do consider you guys my friends because it does mean a lot to me that you're like, hey, I like this person. Click. So, like, it does mean a lot, especially because I am kind of a people person. I will talk to people if they talk to me, but for me to put myself out there and make friends everywhere, it doesn't really happen. So, yeah. So, you guys are my friends, you're my family, and I really appreciate it. So, hopefully you learned something. If not, you know, ask me some questions, maybe I'll answer them eventually. I'm still gotta finish my Aelita videos, so I was gonna make some, and I haven't had time. So maybe I'll do that this weekend. Who knows? Bye!